Well, good evening, everybody. I figured I'd come out here for a quick little poke around and peep around and look around and see what's around and just talk some smack. It's Friday. There's really no big topic. A lot of chaos going on that is well earned. It appears the federal government is finally getting someone to peek in behind the curtain and get a look at that old Wizard of fucking Oz and see what kind of fucking shenanigans are going on. What's on there? Echoes of clarity? How the hell are you? I definitely dig them doing that. I'm not even going to discuss the kind of programs because they waste our money under any conceivable title that they can waste it. And my question is this: are they really funding programs or are they fucking taking the money? I mean, oh, yeah, I forced myself to suffer through that Jay Ombre. I don't even know what he is. The poop of fucking Georgia or something. I don't know where that guy came from. But what in the fuck kind of storytelling is he giving you? And for those of you that come in here and think that that guy's doing a good job, you need not to come in here no more. You just need to stay away from me and my stream. I don't want you to infect us just by osmosis. What up, Carl? Look, Carl's here. I try to get Cletus' attention. Cletus is, who knows what the fuck Cletus is doing. I'm going to need to find me I don't know. Maybe I need to find me a replacement host with the most. Yeah, this guy with these three fucking people. There's 3 DNAs that they found. There's probably 3,000 DNAs that they didn't find. And yeah, he's got more shit, more stories accusing 3 people of committing the crime. Farley is, I derive one of the people's names as Farley. Cletus is sick more than likely. Well, there's something to be said, about living healthy like old Sarge. You got to eat lots of meat. I had some pork chops today. Good. So they were center cut New York pork chops. And yeah, they were just fucking lovely. I definitely recommend them. Center cut. I get it from a place called, and no, this is no endorsement. It's just a statement. You fucked up algorithm, YouTube, you criminal bastards. Wild Fork. And yeah, pretty nice. But anyway, so I tried watching this paparazzi thing. He's got this little toy car driving around on the map, and he contradicts himself. He fixes himself. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's got his own timeline connected to the timeline, but it's his timeline and his It's like, I don't understand how people can entertain themselves about who woulda, coulda, shoulda killed them poor people. That's what I call him. What do I call him? Papa Rod. I call him Papa Rod because he's got a rotted fucking brain. And he's got these weird facial tics that he hides with the hat and the sunglasses. And I just think it's fucking funny. You know what I mean? I don't know how many people he's conned in his life, but I think he's getting payback for him. Yeah, he's way over the fucking top. This guy thinks he's over the target, but the only target he's over is the toilet, and he can't even hit the fucking toilet with all the shit he talks. Spewing all over the bathroom fucking floor. It's almost, it would be humorous if it wasn't about such a tragic incident to these 4 children. Or 4 kids, or 4 adults, or 4, whatever the fuck you want to label them. If that weren't the issue of him making up them stories, it would be entertaining. But man, I can't find entertainment in this at all. And it's what do they call them out here? Tragedy pimps, right? The whole fucking social media is full of tragedy pimps. And I guess that's great. That's fun. I mean, it's a great use of your fucking time. Not. But who am I to say others what they should and shouldn't do? I'm nobody, and I get it. I'm just sharing my fucking opinion, and it's worth everybody else's opinion about pretty much, right? Yeah, he's not even that it could get dangerous. These people's names. I mean, who's he to impugn other people's lives? I mean, these people were never involved in a murder. You can't go running around trying to pin them to a murder. If you want to run around trying to pin me to bank robberies going on around the country, I really have no reason. I have nothing to stand on to sue you for defamation. But don't start tying me to a murder. I mean, that's a fucking that's like a fucking, that's a step too far. And oh my God, what is it that people are seeking out here? I want to know. Yeah, the whole PCA was it was a mischaracterization of the facts that they created after the IgG, after they fucked with that sample, after they did what they did with that sample, and they identified Koberger. I'm not so sure that the name Koberger wasn't in the possession of the people that were doing the search for the DNA. Because I'm telling you, I don't know exactly, and I'm sure that 99.9% of you out in the audience have no idea how that works when it comes to the DNA work. It's a little bit more complicated than the average bear. Let me see, what do I got? I want to show you something educational. This will blow your mind. Let me turn off my my Discord. Yeah. Quit Discord. Yeah. What else do we got to do here? Let me move that over. Double click on that. And then let me turn it off quickly. Hold it. I'm going to show you something interesting. I wish my buddy Frank were in here, but I don't know that he can be or that he is, because I'm not being broadcast on X, because I offended the sensibilities of their algorithm. Their algorithm called me out. Papa Rock. What up, Marie? Yeah, that's that little that douchebag with the face twitches. We're all over the place. I used to have a guy in True Crime that I used to say he had a misshapen head. His head was misshapen. It was shaped exactly like a pear. I swear to God, exactly like a pear. And everybody knew it, and I was the only one that brought it up. The fucking people are afraid to bring up the obvious. Remember that movie with that one guy? What the fuck was it? Austin Powers? Mole. And he's going to do undercover work for us. Mole. He's a mole. I'm like a little kid, man. I see something outrageous, I can't help but bring it up. But that guy got really mad at me, and I don't know why you're offended. I didn't make your head look like that, motherfucker. I did not make your head shaped like a pear. That's got nothing to do with me. I'm just pointing it out. And it's a topic of discussion now because I pointed out like that. You got to watch paparazzi for the facial twitches. He's got that tardive dyskinesia for real. And that people, you get tardive dyskinesia from taking antidepressant drugs or fucking, I don't know, these drugs that control your brain. And them drugs cause manic episodes. And they also cause fucking tardive dyskinesia, involuntarily body motions and twitches. And holy fuck. I can't. Can you imagine having a conversation with that guy face to face? I was once, remember, I've told you that I used to be a vice president of a not-for-profit that we leased the space to 12 step groups. And we had overriding authority who could come and not come in the building. And there was this one group, I used to call them the Bible Thumper. They were the 12 step book thumper. What do they call that book in AA? The big book. They were the big book thumpers. They were like the Jehovah Witnesses that would go to the door with the big book. And they could quote phrases from that Bigfoot. Oh my God, that big book, could they quote that motherfucker? They had that shit down. And so they had this group that they rented space, and they came to our facility and we were renting them space. And often what would happen is, because we were recognized in the recovery community, is inpatient programs, and especially halfway houses or where you go in for an inpatient, could be a 6 month or whatever, a 3 month. They would put a bunch of their, if you've been there for a while, you could get a pass to leave. And so a lot of these people that were in these halfway houses would come to our facility for meetings. Well, these big book thumpers and their interpretation of the rules of anonymity, okay? And it meant to them that they couldn't sign off or acknowledge the form that these people on a pass would bring to them so that they could get confirmation that they went to where they said they were going to go. So you got these young women and men and whatever in this halfway house system, and they get a pass for 2 hours or an hour and a half, and they come to our place for a meeting, and what they were asking for the groups to do was just sign that they were there. You didn't have to sign your name. You didn't have to do anything. You just had to acknowledge it and then mark it in our book. Okay, that your group had your group signed 3 different certificates for this particular place. Now, this group decided based on the rules of anonymity that they no longer were going to do that. And so these meetings, these groups have these things called a group conscience meeting. It's really like I don't even know. It's like a political battle inside these groups sometimes. But anyway, so I went to one of their group conscience meetings that they had because I had said to the group leader that if they didn't start acknowledging the visits by these people from the rehab, that they were no longer allowed in our facility. I almost used the word "my" because that's kind of technically, it kind of was mine, kind of. Anyway, so their groups decided they would bring this argument to their group, and if their group voted on doing it, they would do it, and if their group voted on not doing it, they wouldn't do it. So I let them go through their whole spiel and tell this fucking big history story about the importance of anonymity in the 12-step program at Alcoholics Anonymous. And I let them, they spent up there, they got everybody to vote. And just before the last vote dropped, I said, don't I get a turn to speak? And they stopped the vote and they gave me my time to speak. And so I kind of humiliated the original speakers, as you guys could probably rightly know, that's the kind of dickhead I am, and pointed out to them that is it anonymity you're protecting, or are you just trying to be the all-powerful fucking Oz and decide who's allowed in your group and who isn't allowed in your group? I go, because that's really what's happening here. There's no identification that your group signed it. There's nobody in your group at all that's acknowledged as signing it. You're simply acknowledging that person's present to this facility so that if this facility is queried by that particular inpatient program or rehab, we can confirm or deny the presence of that person. You see, it wasn't that fucking big of a deal, but they really thought it was. Anyway, so then I started laying it on thick. What would Jesus do if he was here? You're supposed to believe in a higher power. And I laid it on thick, and eventually the vote completely switched. And so before the last person voted, I said, maybe we should just get a recount of the votes that we've already had. And they recounted, and they all switched and agreed with old Sarge. Well, the leader of the group, it's a long-winded story just for this fucking, we're going back to the pearhead guy in a way. The leader of the group flipped out after the meeting, telling me that this isn't my meeting, and he's yelling at me. And this dude had to be as tall as Barron Trump. This dude was tall, and he was a decent-sized guy, 6'5", 6'6", he's big fucking dude, and I'm only 5'10". So he's pointing at me, and he's yelling at me. And what I notice is he's got them fucking googly eyes. You ever meet people where their eyes are looking everywhere but at you? One eye goes left, one eye goes down. They got them crazy fucking eyes. People have seen it. It's not that common, but God knows what happened, but their eyes don't work in coordination with one another. And so this guy's standing above me yelling, and out of nowhere at the top of my lungs, I go, "Hey!" And he freezes. I said, if you're going to fucking yell and point in my face, motherfucker, you better look me in the eye. Right? Something this guy had no capacity to do because he had no control of his own eyes. And the whole fucking room burst out laughing because everybody knew, but nobody had ever said anything about it. And the fucking guy was so fucking humiliated and turned red, he stormed out of there, and he virtually walked into the door frame when he left. It was like the funniest fucking scene I'd ever been a part of. You dumb motherfucker. Look at me if you're going to yell at me. Yeah, so I have that inherent problem. Like, you know how kids will say that in the store. Mommy, mommy, look at the fat man. I'm that kid that never grew up. I still say that thing. I say that shit as an adult. That's the fucked up where I come from. Holy Christ, that shit was epic. Anyway, he ended up leaving the group, and a few other people left the group to create their own group. The group broke down because these people didn't, you know, the group leaders didn't want to go with their group conscience. Once their group conscience voted against them, it was fucking awesome. So yeah, I stirred up a bunch of shit, but you know, it was such a small ask that these rehabs were requiring, and there's a facility that was facilitating these meetings. I felt it was a small obligation, and that any group they entered would send. You don't even got to send them back to me. Send them back to one of the other people that helped run the building here. I have no shame putting my fucking full name on there. Who gives a fuck? But anyway, yeah, that's where I come up with the Mishopping head. And that's why I noticed that shit about paparazzi. I can't help myself. My picture's right there. I'm in no way saying I'm a Tom Cruise kind of motherfucker. I mean, I say it all the time. I'm the best looking man you'll ever meet in the dark, guaranteed. Right? So I am what I am, and I don't mind. I look fine as far as I'm concerned. But do I think I'm all of this in a bag of chips? I'm not even all of that, and the bag of chips is highly questionable. But I don't care. Paparazzi with his glasses and paparazzi is what I call him. His fucking thug hat and his thug glasses and yeehaw, motherfucker. Telling all them stories about 3 people that did the killings. Because there's 3 on, oh Christ, I don't know where his reasoning comes from. He starts the video with what he says is people cocking a gun. He's playing with the Linda Lane video. He's got the video, the volume. I don't know where he gets these videos from. It's either Tommy Jude or fucking Bubbly Waters or some other fucking idiot out there. And he plays off these videos and he's, holy fuck, man. Meanwhile, the world is crumbling at our feet. Our country's falling behind in all areas of potential advancement and cost of living, quality of life. We're falling on all of that. Your police aren't doing their job efficiently. What up there, Mind of the Monsters? Your cops are lying. Your courts are lying. Your judges are lying. Your laws have been twisted and interpreted in such a way as that you don't stand a chance if a cop fucking arrests you. And what are we going to do? We're going to come out here and solve crimes that are unsolvable by using your motherfucking cell phone. And that's why I go after these people. It's the insanity. And then all of you fucking mindless fucking morons out here that think, yeah, we can actually, what do you call it? We can run around with this guy and solve the fucking crime. Let's see. I want to get this up here. Share that. No, I want to keep it this way. Anyway, feel free to call it 585-454-9932. It's the shit show on Friday from Sergeant Friday. What up there, Heidi? What up? And we call him Papa Rat because paparazzi has got more Papa Rat in his brain than anything else. What else have we got here? Here's another problem. Cletus and all of them will confirm this. I don't have an issue at all with the guy 12 gauge, but going to the 12 gauge stream, I think it's going right now. Go into the 12 gauge stream and tell me that motherfucker don't look like Mr. Potato Head. I dare you. I dare you to come here and make the argument that he don't look like Mr. Potato Head. I want someone to go in the stream and confirm that I'm wrong. That 12 gauge does not look like Mr. Potato Head. I just bring it. And there's nothing wrong with looking like Mr. Potato Head. You don't really get to see many people that do look like Mr. Potato Head. So an asshole like me pointing that out actually is entertaining. I mean, here's something too. I'm going to give you a little. You guys want to hear a little bit of science? You want to see a little bit of science? Here, we'll go this way. Share screen. Here's something that'll blow your mind. Window. Chrome tab. Paparazzi. Oh, there it is. There you go. Watch this. All right, you guys there?
Anything?
I saw this little animation.
You know that at the atomic level we cannot touch anything? Each atom has a nucleus in its center, and around this nucleus there is an invisible field in which electrons move. When 2 objects' atoms come close to each other, these fields push each other, which gives us the sensation of touch. But in reality, it's not touch but a repellent force between the 2 atoms. You know that at the atomic level we cannot touch anything?
Listen.
Each atom has a nucleus in its center, and around this nucleus there is an invisible field in which electrons move. When 2 objects' atoms come close to each other, these fields push each other, which gives us the sensation of touch. But in reality, it's not touch but a repellent force between the 2 atoms. You know.
Now, I want to now share something. Because we got the flat earther in here, king of the flat earth, king of the billions of morons out here. I'm going to play that again without volume, but I hope people can understand what you're being shown there. Things just aren't what they appear. And that goes for everything in the fucking world. It's quite amazing. So I'm going to play this again without volume, and I'm going to stop at a specific spot. And I'm going to tell you something that most of you probably don't know. I'm sure Carl doesn't know this. All right, so go ahead, show that. Okay, right there. At the atomic level, you can't make direct contact with the object you're grabbing, although it feels like you're making direct contact. And everything you touch in that and pick up, definitely you have the absolute sensation that you're touching something. But that's because of the forces that are working between you and the something you're touching. Even more interesting than this is if you take let's take two aluminum pieces, two aluminum blocks that are machined completely flat. And if you bring them into a complete vacuum, like in space, what you're seeing here, where you're having a repulsive action that's interpreted by your senses as grabbing and holding something, what happens when you put two identical pieces of metal together in space is they molecularly bond and they become one piece. Not temporarily, not just because they're in space, but because they're in an absolute vacuum that allows, at the molecular level, for those two pieces of the same metal to interact as if they were one solid piece, which in fact they become. It's like fucking magic. But it isn't magic, and this depicts exactly what's happening when two metals that are machine flat come in contact with each other in space. And they discovered this by accident when they went on a spacewalk from when they first did it, and the door got stuck. The door stuck to the capsule, and they couldn't close the door. And they realized after they finally got the door to close, and they got the astronaut safely back inside, that upon examination, they realized that what was happening was that these molecules of the same material in a perfect vacuum like space actually interacted as if they were one, because they are all one. They're the same metal, right? And that's where they came up and they understood the concept of vacuum welding. What say you there, Carl? Yeah, but does anybody disagree that old our buddy 12 gauge? Tell me 12 gauge don't look like Mr. Potato Head. I look like Mr. Dickhead, so it's not. That's fine, you know. But what the fuck that motherfucking brain looks like? Let me see if I can get his fucking thing. Maybe I can get a picture of him. Hang on. Yeah, he cuddles up too much with some of those really insane fucking people. I think they're insane, at least. See if we got an image of him. Let's see here. I gotta tough it out with a commercial. For those of you that don't know who I'm poking fun at here, I'll show you. You guys are laughing your asses off. Watch. Oh, there's his boyfriend there. But tell me the 12 gauge don't look like Mr. Potato Head now. Come on. On the left. You could pull off his ears. You could change his nose. Come on now. What did Carl Ferguson say? I don't know what Carl said. I agree with science that I can see. Whatever, Carl. Whatever, Carl. The science you can't see is exactly what put you on the internet, Carl. It's exactly what gives you the ability to talk on a phone. You can't see the words and the noises being transmitted through the air, can you? Can you see them traveling down a wire, Carl? Come on, Carl, tell us. Come on. Can you? Can you? I don't know, Carl. Anyway, there's my buddy 12 gauge, Mr. Potato Head. Let me bring up my other thing here. Let me present because when I got the call-in thing on, you can't share anything else. Apparently, you can only share one thing at a time on this weak ass system I paid for a year. $250 for StreamYard out of schmack of somebody. But it is what it is. Anyway, you feel free to call him. Even Mr. Potato Head, if you're out there. 585-454-9932. We take calls in from people with twitchy foreheads and Mr. Potato Head appearances and non-scientific people like Carl. You think my tractor's sexy? He's got a sexy tractor, huh? It's probably one of them pedal-ass tractors your kids had when we was all young. Tell them, Carl, your tractor comes with pedals. Oh my God! So we have really no updates on anything. The world is your stage, and it's whatever I guess you want it to be. But I thought that shit about touching stuff and how we interact with what we think is real is not quite so fucking real as it really appears. He's got a sexy tractor. Well, Carl, congratulations. What do I got for topics? I don't really know. That's why I've got the ability for people to call me 585-454-9932. If you're the unknown caller from last night, like the unknown comic, if you remember that TV show, feel free to call in there, unknown caller. If you are out here in the Twitter or the YouTube zone. Still have an old Ford pedal tractor from my child. See, I told you Carl had a tractor with pedals on it. My God almighty. Old Sarge calls it and doesn't even know he's calling it. Somebody ought to send me some money just for calling that one out. How did I know? Let's see. Over here on Rumble, we've got 2 people on Rumble. Nobody from Rumble ever chats. They never mention anything. They're in there. I don't know what they're doing in there. I don't even conceive why you would come into my stream, because I am a fucking knucklehead. And, there you are. And without X, I don't get such a big user like over at YouTube. 12 something of them. We love it. No likes, no dislikes, which is perfectly cool. And now we got 14 people watching. We can actually watch the ticker and talk about the ticker. Tick, 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 tock. So I'm very depressed there, or not depressed, very, very despondent over some of the nonsense that Papa Rot has swindled people in with. None of which has anything to do with what Mr. Koberger is facing. But he, like so many others, have got the answer to this crime, but no one is as smart as them in the world. No one is as capable as them in the entire world, and they and only people like them can solve crimes through a view screen on a television, on a fucking telephone. I won't call it anything else but a telephone. I don't accept that word SMART used in conjunction with that phone. Because if that phone were smart, it would not let you view people. It probably wouldn't even let you view me, in all fairness. If it had any smarts about it, the fucking phone has got nothing to do with smarts whatsoever. It's like a gun. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. The phone is only as smart as the end user. That means the phone's probably got an average IQ of 70, 65, or 70. It's fucking horrifying. I don't know why people consider that smart, but there you have it. He goes back and forth to the grocery store on the corner with that thing, Heidi. There's no sentimental value. There's none of that. It's a matter of how he gets around town. Carl's got a lunchbox hanging off the seat. And he pedals his ass to the corner to buy his 30 packs. Tell him, Carl. Come on. Nothing to be ashamed of. We all got our thing. And no reply from Carl. So come on, someone. Ring up the fucking phone. Ring the bell. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I don't know what to say anymore. Let's see, StreamYard, this, that. Watch, we're going to YouTube. I guess we can do this. I get a kick out of these people's fucking the clickbait that just comes out. Let's see, what do we got? Friday Night Frivolities, Uncivil Law will be on there pretty soon. What do we got? some of these things. Trump, the song Gangster Paradise is dedicated to Trump. Is Brian Koberger cutting a deal? Crime talk. Let's talk about it. I mean, you know, there you go. That's not clickbait. Apparently, and this guy, what a fucking twit this fucking guy is. Crime talk. I don't think I've ever even been in there before. But now he's going to tell you that Brian Koberger might be. These guys got all the answers, and they just contradict whatever fact or ignore the facts of what's in front of them. It's absolutely fucking insane. I don't get it. But, you know, why not? We're a country that has more time than fucking brains. And imagine we might as well do something at that time, right? Come on, Carl. Send us a picture of you riding that tractor down to the corner store. 30-pack might be much, but okay, a 12-pack. 6-pack. Something. You're carrying something on that pedal tractor back and forth to the corner store. I know you are. I like the guys that lose their license and then try to ride their lawnmower around town. That's pretty fucking epic. We've all seen that. Definitely down in Tennessee where Cletus lives. That's probably pretty fucking common. They don't have bike lanes down in Tennessee. They got fucking riding lawnmower lanes. Crazy. Don't believe the hype. Come on, folks. Ring the goddamn phone or I'll call you. No, I don't even know how to call people. Oh, my God. Fannie Willis is next, according to this guy. Trump's coming for her. And there's this baby Evelyn murder trial. I can't even I want to watch it, but I just can't. I hate when children are abused and fucking tormented and murdered, and I can't really hang with it. I don't want to hear the stories. It saddens me too much. It just overly saddens me. I like to be a sad person. And yeah, thank God that's that trial, and people got 6 years to fucking attack the poor little baby. They'd probably be blaming the baby for something, for fuck's sakes. Who knows what's going on this internet? Attorney Pam Bondi shakes up the ATF. All of these fucking clickbait fucking titles, man. She hates America. Murder Taylor Greene humiliates that Ilhar Omar, whatever. I mean, anyway. So what's going on there, 1, 2? I can't even call you 12 because there's a space between your damn number. So you're 1, 2. If you go at 1, it won't even do it until you give a space. And then 2. You might as well have kept 3, 4, 5. I don't even got any jokes for tonight. I don't even know why I opened this stream up tonight. In all fairness to you, me, and anyone that happens to be fucking walking by. I don't know. Oh my God. Them Insider reveals all. Ooh, yeah. Oh my. Who else? We got a Righteous Perspective. I don't think I've listened to them before. Who's that? A woke mayor in Chicago cries racism. Ooh, you're a mayor, and us racist white people are getting in your way to live life, but you are the mayor of a city, and you still suffer from racism. I don't understand that one, but any New York birds have the flu? Oh, I don't know. Probably the fucking bird brain motherfuckers that run this place. They all ought to catch that flu. Come on, bring a joke. Put a joke then. Come on. 454-9932. Bring your jokes. And yeah, there you have it. Jokes would be good. Let's see here. Maybe I could get some jokes on the internet and share some jokes. Let's see. Maybe I'll get banned for this. Right? For all I know, I might get banned for this. Some stupid fuck shit. That's no good. Boy, oh boy, I just wanted some jokes. I didn't get jokes. I don't want jokes for kids. How about if I put it in here? Adult jokes, man. Adult jokes. All right, let's see what we got here. What up there, Truth Seeker? Adult jokes. Yeah, why it connected me to a Facebook page, I just don't know. Facebook itself is offensively funny, in my opinion. R-rated humor. All right, so Heidelberger came to Dairy Queen pregnant. I forgot to wrap his Whopper. Oh my God. So why was the snowman caught smiling? Because he saw the snowblower coming. That one I think I've heard. Let's see, what else do we got here? Hang on, we're going to watch this one here, a couple of these supposedly to joke. These are just stupid. These Joe, I don't know why these just are. I don't even know, ladies, but I can be very honest with you. I do see women mostly as pies. When I look at women, I see pies. Does anybody realize why when I see women, I see a pie? Because I want a piece of it. For fuck's sakes. What do we got for a topic? If we got no topic, then we might as well just kill this. Well, we don't got many minutes left for the hour, so I will torture you for the continuous hour here. What else do we got? We got the Papa Rot, which is theoretically speaking, he solved the crime. He knows more than everybody else. He understands the law. He's a researcher. He digs, he combines his stuff, and it all makes sense. If you live in a circular fuck me fucking bubble, it makes sense, I'm sure. 12 has got tons. 1-2 has got tons of jokes, and they haven't typed one yet. They haven't called in to share one yet. 1-2 is talking all kinds of shit because I don't think that person can count to 3. What's with it there? 1-2. Can you count to 3? Poor Carl, he's fucking out there. My girlfriend dumped me, so I stole her wheelchair. Guess who came crawling back? That's epic. I like that one. That's pretty fucking good. I get to close that dirty joke page because it's just stupid. Unreal. It's unreal. Close. I hit exit. Wouldn't exit. Yeah, so I don't know, folks. Oh, it's awesome that Trump opened up all the LNG sales and they're discussing a pipeline between Alaska and Japan. That's some awesome shit right there. Natural gas. Can sell natural gas, maybe supply the entire nation of Japan with natural gas. That shit would be epic. I mean, that would be, like I was saying the other day, all these territories, all these states in the United States that have oil underneath them, the federal government need to sue the federal government and get them off their fucking land. Fuck the federal government telling the state when and where it can sell its fucking product. Oh my God, that's a good one. Warned her son about playing Russian roulette. It went in one ear and out the other. That's fucking epic. That is a crazy game, man. Unbelievably crazy. But so anyway, as far as political news, that he had a nice get together with the Japanese dude there. What do they call him? I forget what they call him there. Prime Minister, I think is the right word. And they're going to set up some big trade deals between Alaska and Japan, which hopefully will make Alaska's ability to export its natural resources unstoppable. So they need to jump on that deal and get that deal going. I mean, the more they're able to sell and export, the cheaper it becomes here. People don't realize that. It's like, one pencil costs so much, but 1 million pencils cost individually a lot less than a single pencil. So, yeah. Get that shit drilled. Get that fucking thing up and going. And get it sent out across the sea. Right? Before a new technology comes in and makes fossil fuels obsolete. I mean, we better get our ass up off this stuff that we're doing and get it out of here. because there will come a point in human history where fossil fuels, it's still, there's still going to be some, obviously, petrochemicals and the lubrication quantities of it, but even lubrication is going to become in time probably something that's not that important, because you can actually turn things with magnetic force just as easily as you can turn them with hydraulic force. So, God only knows when that'll come online, but you're talking all of that stuff. How would they drop a pipeline on the bottom of the sea? That's how. You can run a pipeline to on the bottom of the sea, and bottom of the ocean. How do you think they run transatlantic cables from here to yeah. You'd be amazed at how how flexible those big giant pipes are, man, when they're all in a big fucking chain. Yeah, yeah. I mean, even a lot of people may not know, but drilling technology, you don't just drill a hole straight down anymore. They can drill a hole and make a left turn, a right turn. They could drill a hole and then come back up and then make like go over a hill and then go back down. People, it's kind of interesting the shit we're capable of doing. It's not just us. This is worldwide. But drilling, pipe laying, all of those things that were so difficult in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, not anymore, man. It's dangerous, and it is obviously not easy, but easy is a relative term when you're talking about drilling a hole in the earth to tap into the oil reserves. And the natural gas reserves, we got more natural gas than I think all the other providers on the globe. And natural gas, when it comes to heating your house, cooking your food, generating electricity. I've got a natural gas fireplace that burns at 99.9% efficiency. And its primary byproduct or its primary waste is water. You heard that right. Water. I dehumidify my home in the winter to keep the humidity at around 50 to 55%. If I didn't do that, because I heat with this natural gas fireplace, my humidity levels would be 75, 80%, be way too high. So natural gas is an awesome fuel source. And its ability and its cleanliness is just amazing. Yeah, but they would fix a leak in the ocean by sending down a drone. Do you remember that wellhead that broke down there? They made a movie out of it down in the Gulf of America. They send drones down there. And, it is what it is, man. Yeah, it was not that difficult. Yeah, you send a drone down, they can weld. And there's a whole bunch of things you can do underwater, even at significant depth. Yeah, actually, I think it's going to become even more and more and more easy when you start, if they get into this quantum computing, you get a quantum computer to control the fucking drilling instead of some guy on a laptop. You'd be amazed at how much more efficient that's all going to become. Everything is on the upswing as long as we don't blow ourselves into dust. The globe, everybody on Earth, everything should be on the upswing rather than, the way these people were using all these agencies to bankrupt us. It's rather amazing. Let me look something up here quick. This will be interesting. Maybe people aren't aware of this. Let's see here. Yeah, there you go. So I came across something too that I said the other time in a stream. Your national debt, more than 70% of your national debt is by private actors here in the United States and the citizens of the United States. They're borrowing from themselves, essentially. Yeah, it's quite incredible what they can do with some of these construction things that we're able to accomplish. And hopefully we will stop arguing about these ignorant social issues that they created out of nowhere. And these fucking crazy batshit fucking people, they want the crazy batshit stuff to be paid attention to. Meanwhile, the regular everyday shit goes to waste. Pardon me. Well, I'm drinking some Sunny D. It's probably loaded with all kinds of chemicals, and it probably isn't even orange. But, it just tastes good. Hard to imagine it's even possible. Yeah, all of that stuff is it's difficult, but it's definitely doable. It's quite incredible the things they can have. Yep, I'm out of root beer. I tried to order root beer. They wanted $17 for a 12-pack. And so I'm not ordering root beer until it comes back down to $6 a 12-pack. Paying almost $2 a can for a can of root beer. People got to be out of their goddamn mind. And I also started buying snacks in bulk. I bought a box of 40 potato chips, 40 Doritos. I bought, what else? I try to buy everything in bulk. I think you could still buy Tang, but you're right. Tang used to rock and roll, man. That was what was for the moon landing. Tang, right? I think later I'll have cheese and crackers. I bought me some Jif. Now I'll try Jif. Some peanut butter and crackers and watch some movie or something. But it's been kind of a boring day here. Yeah. I don't even got any issues to talk about. I don't got any problems to talk about. Everything is, at least in this part of New York, everything seems to be fine. No, I might. I probably catch it towards the end. So you got Philadelphia and Kansas City playing, right? And okay, it is what it is. But, I like to see it. And I like Mahomes, don't get me wrong. I don't mind the team Kansas City. Philadelphia, I'm not too familiar with them. But if I had to pick one of them, to me, it doesn't matter which one of them wins. Not far from me, about 100 miles from where I'm at, is Buffalo. And, I was hoping Buffalo would finally get their ass back into the Super Bowl. And they ramped up against Kansas City, and they didn't get it. They lost by, what, 2 points or 3 points? That's a bummer. They had a great, they've been playing well for the last few years. And since Tom Brady has retired, I've really been like a teamless spectator. I don't have a preference for any one team over another. And although I can say I may eventually become a Kansas City fan, we'll see how he does in the Super Bowl. Because that kid, like Brady, is an inspiration to the other teammates, and that matters. Leadership matters when you're playing fucking team sports. And so I like to be a fan of teams that have good leaders. So I've never really had one single football team that I followed. And I'm like not a fan of any one team. I'm very malleable on that, and I like to see good leaders and coaches, and when that comes together, it works nice. I don't know if they're rigging the game. I think people make too much. It's a game. I don't think we should be allowed to bet on it with your cell phone. I don't think gambling should be legal. There's a whole bunch of things about it that are fucked up, and that lends credence to the idea that they're rigging, right? So there's just a lot of bad things coming into the sport that are just chaotic. So I don't know if they're rigging them. I don't care. I don't know. You gotta admit that the Kansas City is a pretty good darn team. I mean, this will be their third Super Bowl in a row. So I don't know. They used to make that argument when Brady was winning all the time. I don't know why people. Something nefarious. It seems like everything has to be nefarious for people to have an understanding of it. And you got to have cheating referees to explain their victories, and that I don't know. I don't know how accurate that is, and why is everything like that? Every cop in Idaho has to be crooked to see what we're seeing. It could be a matter of sheer stupidity, right? It could be a matter of that's what they're trained to do, and the hoops and fucking bends and turns and twists that they put in their own way, or because that's just the way they were taught. I don't know how to explain it, but people do make things much more complicated than they need to, especially when it comes to like politics and crime and sports. It's I don't know. I don't even think about whether it's rigged or not. I give it no thought whatsoever, none. And that's comes to a lot of things. Like I showed that little clip earlier. I'm more interested in how the natural world is what it is and how it interacts and what we can't see and what we're not seeing that's really there. Right? Like everything is that you think is solid is not solid. These molecules, electrons, they're all in motion, man. So technically everything you touch is in motion. And your senses don't obviously pick that up. Your senses interpret it differently. So that mechanism, how all that works, interests me. I give that some think. I put my think on different things that interest me. And I try to look for things to think about that are extremely difficult to understand in the hopes that maybe I can understand, you know? I'd rather spend time trying to do that than when you get people involved and start trying to figure out people's motives. It's just not that fucking easy to do, man. You know, everybody has a motive. Is it a good motive, a selfish motive? Is it a bad motive, a nefarious motive, a selfish motive, a fucking, I don't know. I don't know. And that's where it gets exhausting dealing with people. I mean, like I said, one of my good friends is I call him the fucking midget. Everybody calls him the midget now, just like everybody calls Cletus Cletus. That's not his real name. And Ed's name ain't midget, but I call him mini nig. Oh, it's too funny. The midget. And yeah, everybody now, the whole world calls him midget. It's not even funny. It is funny, but I mean, it's like I think a lot of people that just get to know him from the beginning, like Cletus. Nobody knew who he was, and everybody thinks his name is Cletus. It's not his name at all. But people will remember him as by Cletus, right? New people will come in and they'll see that the guy's named Cletus. They'll think that that's his name. Same thing happens to the midget. Carl, I don't blame you for checking out. This is a pretty boring fucking stream. I don't think I've had a more boring stream ever. And look, be careful on that pedal tractor because we know the one front wheel is dangerous when you got those two big tractor wheels behind you. Cletus is a trip, man. Cletus! Oh my God. I'm telling you. Have a fun weekend, Carl. And yeah, if you get bored, you can call in. You could send some images of your three-wheel tractor. Well, it's four wheels, but the two wheels up front are connected. They're on like a 6-inch axle on your little pedal car fucking tractor, which is kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Where's your woman there, Carl? Where's his woman? Did they already divorce? Come on now, Carl. What happened to your lady, your woman? What's her name? The both of you used to come in here and he it and hot and what happened, Carl? Don't tell me you blew it. No homo, Carl. What do we got here? What do we got? Tracking a significant winter storm across the Great Lakes. Uh-oh. I don't live far from the Great Lakes. I'm close to two of them. Ontario and Erie. I'm in the vicinity. 1 Adam 12. Come help me. What do we got here? The Carol Williams put something out again. That's I forget what the name of her stream is. Carol Willis is her name. I haven't listened to that yet. Get her, Carl. Carl's on the hunt, or he's stalking. I don't know which it is, but we'll call it on the hunt just to play it safe, right? All right, we got 5 minutes in here. Not even 5. Oh, yeah, we got 5.5 minutes. of unrelenting boredom, shared by 20 people that have no idea who the other one is. I spoke to Dan on the purpose for a comment on the Jennifer Drake's latest post about Dan and Karen bailing because of Dateline. Anyway, I don't know what that's all about there. Truth and transparency. Karen told me that she has no idea what canvas means. They left a message. I don't know what's going on in that case either. I haven't paid real close attention to that. See, he is right about. I am right about the narrow front end on pedal track. Carl, come on. By now, you should realize that I'm absolutely, tremendously more often am I right than wrong. I mean, you know, that's obvious. It's obvious for anybody to see. So, you know, I'm glad you could see the obvious, flat Earth boy. Did you see that video the other day of people up at the North Pole, where the sun, where the Earth was, the sun was moving around in a circle up there, because the Earth was spinning? Did you see? Did you see that, Carl? Maybe you didn't, but it's been all over the internet. It was directed totally to the flat earthers. That's why the video was made by somebody that had a little bit of time up there, and they wanted to show the flat earthers that the Earth is round. There, Carl. You know, they're up there where the sun shines for 24 hours a day, and the movement of said that big orb of fire in the sky is is us turning, and as we turn, the position of the sun changes, not because the sun moved, but because, you know, because we've actually rotated some. It's quite a cool clip. I wish I'd have saved it, but I clicked next before I had a chance to save it because I got one of them fingers that are trained to hit the click button. Click, 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 click. Man, oh man, back in the day when you had to install Windows manually, that's where I got that heavy duty click finger. Yep. Pardon me. Well, Carl, we appreciate your accompaniment this evening. And what the hell? Like I said, worst stream ever. For any of you folks that listen to this on replay, it will not get any better tonight than it's gotten already, and it hasn't even gotten to be good. It's been terrible. Unprepared, no topic, no co-host, no tragedies, nothing. No one's it's like this is like a black hole on YouTube. And that's pretty awesome. I'm going to torture this right to the 60 minutes. We're at 57 minutes and 30 seconds right at this moment now. So, right, we got 2.5 minutes to do absolutely nothing with. So it'll be the longest it's like a basketball game. With 10 seconds left and 45 minutes, you're still gripping the arms of your chairs in the fucking living room, waiting to see a solution to the game. That's one of the reasons I can't stand basketball. Oh, it's insane. Get with it. Yeah, now we're down to the 2-minute warning like they have in football. The last 2 minutes of the game take as much as the first fucking 58 minutes of the game. It's fucking incredible. I mean, maybe they ought to turn football games into just 1 quarter instead of 4. And you give it your all for 15 minutes. That would be pretty fucking epic. That might be a good idea. Someone ought to, I'll send that off to the National Football League. Fuck 4 quarters, bro. Let's do 1 quarter of all out fucking bashing and smashing. Right? Every fucking play is played like you're down to the 2-minute warning. That would be fucking epic. Yep, that's what we need to do with football. We need to shorten the game to 1 15-minute period of time instead of 4. Ooh, man, that shit would be lit. You wouldn't even have time to leave the game to get another beer because the game would be over by the time you got through the crowd and back to your fucking seat. Hell yeah. Yeah, we're moving up. We're down to a minute. Less than a minute, folks. So if you need something to say, if you want to say something where nobody will know you said it, now is your time. Because ain't no one watching this stream. Admit to a crime, whatever you want. Adultery, whatever it is, you can admit to it in here. It will never leave here. This is better than Vegas, this stream. Because ain't no one ever going to hear what you're saying here. Yeah, I had to kill time. I was in bed till 10 o'clock this morning. I had a very, very lackadaisical day. Took my time making dinner and eating dinner. And then I figured, I usually get tired after a stream, but then for some reason I'm up for another 3 hours. We're down to the wire here, folks. Nobody has anything to say. Say something rude to me. I don't mind. But you're running out of time. Everybody have a great weekend. That's it. You're fucked.